Oh boy. We need to talk about someone. It is Stanley Cup Finals time and details are still coming out. Now, who are we talking about in particular today? We are going to be talking about Colorado Avalanche forward Valerie Nichushkin and a incident that occurred in a hotel. So this was back during the first round. They were playing the Seattle Kraken, and it started out with a simple report of stepping away from the playoffs, with it being unclear when something could happen. The club stated that there were personal reasons, but now we know it was an alleged incident, and supposedly there was an alleged incident. And they say the woman was intoxicated and that the team doctor had to call an ambulance. And so it stated that the alleged woman is 28 years old, originally born in Ukraine, came from Russia. There's so much mystery going on here, and this isn't the end of it. it there's also details here about some of it. They all report the same thing. Yeah. So one report said, said it in a report. Well, this is quoting the Seattle Times they have here. They say, quote, "We suspect someone might have OD'd on alcohol, potentially, or something got mixed in a drink. We don't know yet." And they also added on, quote, "They're hanging in there at the moment. She is awake at the moment, but she's fading." And it's a little weird. One of the reports that say that he had her passport stolen and her ID, but we still don't know what's all going on. On But something did come out recently. The body cam footage just got released earlier, and things don't really look good. So we're gonna take a look at this.
As two Seattle police officers arrived at the team hotel on April 22nd, they walked up to an ambulance with a woman inside, obviously struggling with something. While one officer stays with her outside, the other heads inside to talk to the team physician, Bradley Changstrom.
So, why is it that police can be in two different spots for the same investigation? And it's worth noting that there are multiple officers or that are a part of it. It's not just one, there's several. So with enough men, they can then separate out. Now, I know this because as I've seen the stuff that has appeared on TV. So all that stuff, of course, they're gonna talk to everybody they can about what's going on.
This is one of a few points where Seattle PD cuts the audio out.
That's a separate issue. He had a girl in his room.
Another cut.
We're trying to get her out of the room, and she's very clearly intoxicated. Very clearly, I could not send her just like in an Uber due to her safety.
These This adds a little bit of detail, in the sense that they could have gotten the woman an Uber to send her somewheres, but they don't rely on Ubers that much because trust issues. But that's not what we're getting at. This is stuff that's not giving a good look.
Changstrom says he decided to call 911 to get EMS to take her away. The officer warns that she's being taken to the hospital but could be released to come back.
The person she was with.
Yeah, that seemed a little odd, don't you think? A little odd?
Is no longer here. Okay.
After a few minutes, Changstrom connects the cop with an off-duty Denver cop traveling with the team for security.
So, whenever you travel, well, I never travel myself, but when you go out traveling, you're going to need security to come with you. Whether that could be off-duty officers, members of staff that have experience in military, the all that stuff. But we need to address how this is related to the player.
Lieutenant Todd Fuller hands over his DPD business card.
Just so you know, my camera's recording. What occurred? Was there any crime? Any? Okay.
No, you saw my card, right? It was more of a detox issue.
Yeah.
Outside in the ambulance,
This person took my ID. I'm not bad.
the woman who says that she was born in Ukraine but is from Russia keeps talking about her ID.
You have your passport?
Yeah, there is still a whole lot of issues. Is with There's gonna be some issues with both sides of the story.
Where's
This person took my passport, everything. He put me here. It's not
who
true.
did?
No, it's not true.
She's insistent a bad person stole it from her.
Keep in mind, she was intoxicated and allegedly there may have also been something else involved. We don't talk about what that other thing is. So whatever the woman says, you take it with a grain of salt. You see where it gets you. You need both sides of the story to form proper opinion.
You should believe this person. He's crazy.
She just won't say who she's talking about.
Who were you at the hotel with?
This person very bad. He lie you. You can check camera.
The officers, briefed about it,
She kept saying whoever she was with is a bad man and that he took her passport.
and before they clear the scene,
We just tried to get them in separate rooms.
Changstrom identifies the player as Val Nichushkin and drops a hint that something else is wrong.
Of course something else is wrong. You got a story that came from a woman who was intoxicated it, and other stuff. Of course there's gonna be stuff wrong. Wrong and something else wrong.
Did I say something that would be confidential regarding his medical health?
That's where the tape cuts out again.
And there's nothing else after that. Uh, there is so much stuff going on here. And how does this all relate back to the forward? Or keep in mind, he was at the hotel that point. Plane trip and everything. Whatever is going on is not a good look. Mental health has become a very apparent issue, yes. But at the same time, there is just a clear difference between what constitutes as mental health and what constitutes as just flat out stupidity. So I don't get the argument, but we need to address how this is going to affect his playing career. Here, first of all, we need to see what his contract is. We need to see about his contract. See if he's a pending free agent or if he's going to be with the team for some time. Because that can determine a few things. Okay, so his current contract has him on the team through the 2030 to 31 season and totaling 49 million. There are several different ways that the Avalanche can handle this. It's, it's also possible that a suspension may come out depending on how Gary Bettman's feeling. I mean, the Avalanche can also decide to send them down to the AHL affiliate they own. If we were to look up the team here, every team in the NHL has an affiliate with AHL team. And so if we try to get this page to load, we can see that they have options. And so all they gotta do is send them down to the Eagles. Or if they think it's really punishing, they could send them all the way down to Utah. Oh, so they got options. It's depending on the results. They can suspend them from team operations at any time. It is within legal right? That's what happened to another player who's in hot water over in the National Basketball Association, where the Memphis Grizzlies decided to suspend John Morant and from team operations and until a clear picture can be brought forth. Or the Avalanche can do the same thing to see how it goes. A decision like that would have to come from the higher ups of like the Kroenke family. So it's unclear what's going to happen. But we do know that as of now, it is not a good look for for the avalanche forward. Sure, then all we can do is wait for the rest of the details to come out and see where everything ends up heading. But I do want to take this time to mention that mental health doesn't mean everything. Some people just do stuff just out of an act of stupidity. If you try to commit an act just out of stupidity, then you just need to get together or pretty much does not play again. Sometimes the actions you make can end a career. So make sure you think about your decisions carefully and make sure that you don't end up like how some of these players are becoming. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Surprisingly, the I don't have enough details to go on a big rant about mental any further regarding to various different kinds of mental health issues or anything of worth ranting about. But you can still like, comment, and subscribe if you so want to. It's your choice. I'm not forcing you to do anything. You can also go check out the Twitch channel where my friend Potion is trying to get things sorted out so he can make his live streams better and more consistent. And things have not been going well from the start. But I'm sure that he would appreciate the helpful tips on how to get a smooth stream going. And but you can also check out my Twitter, or well, maybe not my Twitter, or in the traditional sense, but more like the more business like Twitter. Or I'm still trying to come up with whatever jokes I can to mix success as but you can find some the latest posts that is made about just whatever comes to mind over there. There it's pretty much all I have to say. Hey, jeez, I said I didn't have anything to rant about, and I do end up having something to rant about in the end. Talk about reversal. Well, but anyways, maybe this will go more successfully than how Ron DeSantis' campaign for president is going. And thank you all so much for tuning in, and until next time, travel safely.